Hello, this is Yo Sensei. Today, we will take on key moment designs for spatial experience designers. It would be very nice to communicate your design intentions using simple 3D model and renderings. We will go through 3 design instances. 1. Organic transitional space. 2. Retail environment with island displays. 3. Minimum Engawa space. At the end, we would like to bring it to Adobe Illustrator to add some info for better communication for your design intentions. Okay, let's get started. So when you open this file, it will look like this. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to create this kind of very transitional type of space for the entry and to get yourself separated from the reality and to create some kind of like fantastical experience. So that would be the first one. And the second one, we will create this kind of like, really cool retail type of experience where you have the cash wrap and then, different levels of display for products and then kind of like expressive, wall piece. And the last one we will do is this kind of like very tranquil space with this kind of like some screens with this kind of Engawa type of space where people can sit here and then enjoy the tree. So let's get to the first one. So the first one we are going to create, let's change this to shaded view or maybe ghosted view. And we will use this area. This is just an example. So first thing that we would like to do by activating this, make sure to turn on the grid snap at the bottom. On Macintosh, you have the one on the top. So grid snap is on, and then create a box using object snapping, and then make it a little bit like super minimum, like 1 inch of the floor. That's going to define the area. This area is about 20 feet by 20 feet by 20 feet. So to create this kind of wavy tunnel, what you would do is go to the front view and then start drawing. Make sure that your project snap is on right here. On Mac, it'll be on the left side. And start drawing a curve that is going to kind of, create this kind of tunnel type of situation. And then if you want this to kind of like, so then I can just copy, copy this object right here, the person. And in terms of the scale, we would like to be as human as possible. So we want to kind of like make it to the scale where it will be pretty tight to this person, but not too much. And then we will copy this curve 3 times. So here, here, and here. So now we have 3 curves, and we want to start relatively medium size, and then we want this to pinch and become very tight, and as tight as this human person. And then third one should be opening up, so it's going to be larger. So medium, small, and large. So these are the 3 curves, and then I'm going to select these 3 lines and loft. Create a loft and normal loft, and it looks pretty nice. Okay. Or I would like to change a little bit of curvature on different ones. So you can individually select some of the control points and then like, change the way these curves will react. Okay, so if we do the loft between these 3 curves, we will get a tunnel like this, loft command. Okay, so that's pretty good. Okay, so now what we are going to do is maybe it's probably a good idea to delete the curves that we used to create the loft. So you can just run cell curve command and then we don't want the grid to be deleted. So you can just lock this layer and then delete the curve. Okay. Now, on this one, the command that we would like to run is contour. So contour, contour, and then start running contour perpendicular to this tunnel. And the scale that we use is 16 inches, so we can just do 16 inches of these lines, and then you can then hide this lofted surface. Now you can just select all of the contour lines and then extrude curve. You can run it from this one as well. And let's try 14 so that there is going to be some gap. Okay, so that is going to be our tunnel surface. That's nice. And then select all of the surfaces. Select all the surfaces, deselect the one by control click, and then offset surf. And I think we can just offset at 2 inches. I normally like to go outside, so you can just click on the surfaces to change the offset directions. And then distance should be 1.5 inch. And corner, sharp, solid, yes. Loose, no. Both sides, no. Delete input, yes. Then that is going to give us this kind of really nice, transitional surface. So that's good. So now we would like to add a little bit of materials to it. So select all of these pieces and then group them, Control G, or just type group. And then go into Materials tab. And then you can just click on this area to make it a little bit bigger and add new material. And then go into metal and then, put a little bit of grayer shade so that it's going to look like aluminum. You can change it to render view. And so this metal should be applied, and I think this is pretty cool. And you can change reflectivity, and things. So that's a pretty nice one. So we can just call it. In the rendered view, the curve that we use to construct is still showing. So you can just type cell curve command and then hide. Okay. Now also I would like to add a spotlight to the scene, which I had from the beginning, but I'm just gonna hide this one for now. And go into this area, create spotlight, and then start drawing a circle on the top view, and then start drawing a cone on the front view. Now we would like to place it where the light should be coming from, and kind of rotate it a little bit so that we would like to see more dramatic light being casted from this tunnel. Okay, so that is so we would like to really capture both the form but also the way this is going to cast light into the space. So that's quite nice. Okay, so that is the first one. Okay, the second project that we will take on is this kind of retail environment where I'm just going to copy this again, and then maybe this person is in behind the counter. So this kind of very kind of simple but dreamy type of environment where you have the midtones and then cash wrap, and then different schemes of product display. So let's get to it. So the first thing that we are going to do is to just using the box tool to create the floor and also the wall in the back. And then you can just move it to the back. Okay, so we have the wall, and this can be, slightly smaller. Scale on the command, and then click here, and then click there, and then scale it down. So now we would like to draw this kind of like, circular shape. So you can just go into this area and then find cylinder as a, object, and then kind of draw it this way, and then add thickness. Thickness should be about 2 inches or so, and so this one can go here. Okay, so now we can just move it around to adjust the position of it, and we would like to, the cylinder is not capped, so you can just cap the cylinder. Okay. Now we are going to draw a big box to cut it. So this box is going to Boolean split this cylinder. So run Boolean split command, use this one to cut. So now we can just get rid of unnecessary area so that we have this. Okay. So now next thing that we would like to use is that I think at this point you can be like looking at the proportion of the human and then kind of like, build a model. But typical kind of like counter height is 36 inches to 42 inches. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to use this tool that is rounded rectangle tool inside of the rectangle tool. So you can just go ahead and click and then draw one box, and then kind of create a rounded corner, and then this one you will extrude. But I would also like to create a base for this kind of situation. Typically when you have a counter like this, you will have the base and then the main area. So I can just offset this curve by 2 inches to create this kind of like smaller thing. And then we are going to extrude this guy at 4 inches using the grid snap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's good. And then we can bring this one up and then extrude 32 inches. So total is going to be 36 inches. Okay, so that is our counter. I think mine's gotten a little bit bigger, so you can just adjust it. One tip is that if you try to change the scale this way, then it's going to like take these rounded corner to be really strange. It will break the proportion of it. So one method I recommend you to do is run move face command, move face, and then you can select this face from left to right. So all of these faces are selected, and then you can just hold shift to regulate the movement. So it's going to change the scale of this object by not disturbing the corner proportions. I can also do it again, move face, and then select this face, and then move this way so that we can just control the proportion of it. So using this methodology, we are going to create this table. So select this one, rotate this one, and then move face to kind of change the scale. And then I think this one should be smaller. So I'm going to be in the perspective view, move face, select this face, and then go to the front view and then make it shorter. Okay, that's good. And then I can just take it on, copy this object, rotate it, and then kind of create this middle height table. Again, move face, select these objects from left to right, and then change the proportion of it. Now we have both squarish, so I can just, if you want just draw from scratch, then you can just, draw it from the scratch, and then, just do it this way, extrude, and then having a little bit of overlap here and there. That's kind of cool. So yeah, then you can like change the scale. I would like to create this kind of leg for these ones. Maybe like this will overlap with each other. So I'm just going to create this kind of rounded rectangle. And then extrude this guy so that it's going to support both here and there. That's cool. Okay. So this is our display, and also we can do like this kind of like sphere lighting. So at this point, we would like to just quickly kind of sketch out our ideas and communicate these ideas. So you can just do it, by eyeballing them, and then make a simple cylinder to just create a cable for it. If you have the grid snap on, it's going to constrain to this, and cable is going to be too thick. So you can turn off the grid snap and then just create this rope, and then move the rope so that it's not going to be like extremely long. So this would be the light. You can just group them together, and copy from here, and then put it over the counter, and then you can just do it this way. Okay, so that would be the simple way of creating this kind of condition, I think. And then you can repeat the last one, and I'm going to just select a few. Okay, so this would be the second space that you can do, and on top of it you can place objects and things like that. So that would be really nice. Okay, so number 3, the third space that we are going to do is we'd like to create this kind of like super minimum space with this kind of like seating surface that we call it the Engawa type of space in Japan. And then we have this horizontal screen here, and then we have these vertical screens there. So when they overlap, they create an interesting pattern. And then it will mask, the trees and the human to a certain degree, which I think is really cool in terms of back and forth. So the base area that we are going to create in this layer. So we will go into the top view and then start creating this type of thing. And the seating surface should be about 16 inches high. So you can just type 16 on the height. Okay, so that would be that. And then we can copy the ceiling piece by just running copy command, and then just making it slightly smaller. Okay, once this ceiling panel is copied, we are going to go ahead and start creating these frames. So let's see, same as a box in the front view, and you can just create a rectangle here and offset at 1 inch, and then take both of them and then extrude as a solid box. So make sure this solid option is on, and this can be about 2 inches deep. So now we are going to go ahead and then create a, you can run divide command, and then divide this inner edge at 20 times or so. And then we can just start creating these boxes on the right view about, this is 2 inches, and then 0.5 inch, and then you can just get it to go to the other side. So since we have one, and it's kind of sticking out on the other side, so you can run scale 1D command to cut it from here, go to here, and find the intersection, project snapping to get it here. Okay, so now you can just copy this object a bunch of times. You can select multiple of them and then copy. That's going to make it go fast. So, and then you can just remove excess ones. So now we have this kind of frame, which is nice. We would like to also get rid of the points that we used to construct this. So selecting points is selpt, selpt, and then delete, and then also cell curve and delete as well. Okay, so now we can just group this frame, and then put it all the way to the back between the ceiling and the ceiling. Change proportion. At this point, what I would like to do is just change the scale of it. This is a draft, and then if you are like doing it for real, you should be like rescaling and doing all kinds of proper rescaling. But in this case, I just want to kind of get it as a schematic model, so it's okay to just change scale locally, and then each panel is going to be slightly different, but I think it's okay for now. So we will have this front panel, and then go ahead and do, kind of create, look at the how this will overlap with each other, and and stuff, so that this can come here. Okay, so that's quite nice. Maybe this can be slightly narrower. And if you're trying to get the trees and stuff, we can just, if we, towards the end, we will be doing more realistic trees using different programs. But for now, what I normally do is just go to Google and find 3D Warehouse, which is a website. And then you can type in something like tree, and find something that is super light. So decrease the polygon count to like something that is very small, and you will find some of the trees that are relatively light, so that you can just use it on Rhino. So we can just download this kind of stuff and then use it here. Okay, so this time I'm just going to copy this. Okay, so material wise, I would like to use this kind of wood like material. So I'm just going to just create a new material, plaster, and then run this kind of beige-ish color. Okay, and yeah, just drag and drop to apply, I guess. Okay, so these are the spaces, but in this case we would like to put a person who is sitting, as to indicate this is a sitting condition. So I am going, if you open up people folder, people layer, there are a bunch of people here, and we will just grab a person who is sitting. So in this case, we would like to have a person who is like sitting and then kind of looking at the trees. So we can just get her to be here, which is nice. And so now we can just render this way. So we can hide this and the render. Before we take this to Illustrator, let's actually capture a few more render views for these objects. So I think initial view for this one was this kind of overlapping screens, but I think it'll be beneficial to take another shot that is different direction to explain certain things. And try finding the rendering tab on the right toolbar, and you can go down to rendering tab and click on rendering tab. And I think just current viewport resolution is fine, and the quality should be just draft quality. I think that will do a pretty good job. So I'm going to capture a few more render views. So it had finished rendering, and then you can just save this as JPEG. And I have pre-saved a few different views for this model. So you can just follow this step to capture your rendered views. So what we are going to do in Adobe Illustrator is, take it into AI and drop these views, multiple views, and then give a title, and then, talk about like some kind of like technical stuff that you need to do. Or in this case, like, talk about the color inspiration and, sunset kind of, inspired view or something like that. So something poetic you can talk about and, explain the functionality of these islands. In this case, you can talk about, how these are overlapping screens, and then, some other technical aspect that you might have, 10 by 10 Engawa seating and things like that. So let's try to do that. So open up a new Illustrator file, go File New, and then find Web 1920 to 1080. And if you're new to Illustrator, I have a tutorial that will talk about the basics of Illustrator, so you can find it somehow. And I'm going to Finder, and then just find my two, the first initial tonal ones, and then drag and drop these to the stage. And then in Illustrator, the basic thing is that if you use scroll, zoom and out, hold Option or Alt key on your keyboard, and it will zoom in and out. And then if you hold the space bar, it's going to pan. So it's pretty similar to Rhino. So if you know that, I think that's going to help. And then lay them out in a way that, in this case, I would like to give a little bit of hierarchy of the initial view is stronger than the side view. And to hide this kind of bleeding, what you can do is you can just draw a rectangle on top of existing one, and then select both the new rectangle and the original image together, and press Ctrl 7, or on Macintosh it's Command 7. So that is going to let you create a mask. And then if you want to control the mask, you can just use the direct selection tool, which is a white arrow, and then you can pull that folder. Okay, so in this case, what I would like to say is, this is a entry tunnel, and I will find some nice typeface, like DIN, and then bold for the title, and then say, this is a entry tunnel experience which will divide the reality and fantasy worlds. Okay, so you can kind of talk about some explanation or something that will explain the design intention of this one, and then you can like talk about like some dramatic lighting through the gaps of panels. Molded aluminum panels, 14 inches wide. And then you can like just draw some dimensions and things like that. So just change this text to 20 feet wide, and then 8 feet low point, 14 feet high point. So you can just create a little information about it, and that is going to explain what your design is. So you can just continue doing that, and I am going to include this original PDF which you can open on Illustrator, so you can just open it and use the basic idea of this. Okay. So that concludes the key moment design of Rhino. I hope this video was helpful, and this is something that is super useful to come up with multiple ideas at short amount of time. So if you keep doing it more and more, I think you can really develop a lot of different cool ideas for your project. So good luck, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.